we must unite. Real African Kushite. Anyway, so the man a rebel with a cause on a rebel. Real revolutionist man a burn out the devil. Man come to motivate and edify all my people. Come up.
King Shaka. No more funny dance stick. Positive thinking. King Shaka. No more funny dance stick. Positive thinking.
And we fed up on the man with the gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with the gunman thing. And we fed up on the man with the gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with the gunman thing.
Hey, 6 feet under is what you want. Badness gangsta thing and toting a gun. But look at reality of my situation and ask the question where the poor man getting the gun from. SLR 45s, taking lives. And brothers I down in a hole before they reach 25. Mother straight out on my son. He was a good boy, love on in a pool of blood will send your mind in turmoil. There's a big boy, boom, controlling the guns and giving it to the ghetto youths and set them as black boys with a gun in the waist and they stand up on the block and me say coke. There's nothing better than that. And we fed up on the band with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the band with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with this gunman thing.
Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. Say we fed up on the gun thing. The gun thing. Gun thing. The gun thing. Say we fed up on the dance thing. Dance thing, dance thing, dance thing.
The other day, boy, on the TV, there was a shooting right up in the city. It had a lot of people running for cover, but unfortunately for this young brother, he was caught in this rain of fire. Who and what could have caused this terror and wickedness? What you could get out of this? Another man get it because of your foolishness, boy. This morning, open up the express. Another youth man get 6 feet under arrest. Casket by casket, another youth get killed. Like a dog run over on the church. And we fed up on the man with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the man with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with this gunman thing.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Extra, extra. Read all about another youth man don't get murdered, but the police can't
Trinidad and
celebrate. For
Tobago.
separation, dig in the streets, cause the poor man is fighting for something.
Say we fed up on the gun thing. The gun thing. Gun thing. Say we fed up on the dance thing, dance thing, dance thing, the dance thing.
Hey, 6 feet under is what you want. Badness gangsta thing and toting a gun. But look at reality of my situation and ask the question where the poor man getting the gun from. SLR 45s, taking lives. And brothers I down in a hole before they reach 25. Mother straight out on my son. He was a good boy, love on in a pool of blood will send your mind in turmoil. There's a big boy, boom, controlling the guns and giving it to the ghetto youths and set them as black boys with a gun in the waist and they stand up on the block and me say coke. There's nothing better than that. And we fed up on the man with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the man with this gunman thing. And we fed up on the boy with this gunman thing.
Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. Say we fed up on the gun thing. The gun thing. Gun thing. The gun thing. Say we fed up on the dance thing.
Another one only.
We are black.
We are black in the house.
Yeah, boy, it's a rainy
Tuesday.
Rainy Tuesday, boy. But we are to come out and do the thing nonetheless.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I come out and do the thing because we have a responsibility. And we don't take it light.
At all.
So today we are here with none other than
King Shaka.
King Shaka.
My brother.
All right, welcome.
Hey, peace, love, and blessings, man.
All the time.
Thank you.
All the time. And we have Neri Akente in the house. Yeah.
Hi, Akente.
Yeah. So we here with the big brother, King Shaka. Good to have another host with you as well. I mean, because Shaka does host a program on another station as well.
Yeah, man.
You know? And there's only love.
Good vibes.
Love all the time.
Yeah.
Tell them the name of the show the man is host now. What happened?
Tell them
You're bashful out.
I'm co-host on the radio program Ifa Orisha, A Way of Life on the Street 919 alongside MC Duke Alatumishe.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me do.
First things first, the song that we come into was King Shaka.
Yeah, that's a new tune. You know, we like to
Very, very new tune.
like what the
And for me, it gave me that same haunting vibes as
haunting. That's a strange word to use, man.
No, meaning it done stick already.
Yeah,
You understand? So
Real.
the last one was Easy Real when he sent pain.
right. 20
20 seconds into the track, I tell him, yo, you don't ask me no more. This is
Yeah, we like that
this
go.
year, because it's so relatable immediately now, we fed up on the gun thing.
Yeah.
Fed up.
Yeah.
You know, so you're feeling it immediately as you hear it now. You know, we done feeling that already. Look, Mendoza, don't say
Man says that giant.
You see, you watch the show a couple of times. Blessings to everybody who log in here on YouTube.
Yeah, boy.
Mendoza, this is about the second week. Mortel beat you to it.
Nah, boy, third week.
Third week.
Yeah, third week.
Right. Crystal Sideno, the Zelly Alexander. Yeah, greetings.
Yeah, man. Well, Chaka, introduce yourself now.
Yeah,
Tell the
proper.
people a little bit about yourself.
No holding back either.
Alright, peace, love, and blessings, everyone. I am King Shaka. Where the king came from, growing up in South, I was fortunate to enter a few emancipation competitions.
Right.
And on a couple of occasions, I emerged victorious. So from then, from the age of 17, I was called King Shaka.
Right.
So from then, I just kept, the momentum.
All right.
I'm a student of life. I'm a humble student of experiences. Right. I'm also a proud member of the Ifa Orisha community of Trinidad and Tobago.
Sure.
I am a farmer as well. A man of the land. A community activist.
Right.
A proud father.
Right.
A brother. And a soldier on the battlefield.
Says now it's banner.
In time to come again, man.
All right.
So I would have come into contact with King Shaka via Orisha.
Right.
Right. King Shaka also have a product.
Awoba Bandit tonic, man.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
God.
saying.
Hey.
Fireman.
You know,
That tonic has problems, eh? If all in sure, brother. Run from that, eh?
What did I say if your car brakes don't play?
Exactly.
When you're in the arena,
Yeah.
make sure one knows what they are for.
That is gladiator tonic, eh?
Yeah, man.
Take it from me.
Real.
As a member of City the whole in my Ile.
I'm also a member of Ile, Ijosinyo Tura Meji, Awon Oshun. That is the Temple of Oshun. And number 22 Church Street, Matirita. Our spiritual heads are Araba Osho Adewale, Yeye Agbomola, Olomi Tutu Ido Oshun, and Baba Upakunle Ifakoya. And we also have a host of other elders in our Ile. And I say a special good evening to a special good afternoon to them.
Well, the world so chunky, boy. Can't even say small again. Boy.
Nah.
Chunky.
So I would have met Baba, which is Iya's husband,
Yes, Babopa.
via my father.
Okay.
Him and my father is good friends.
Yeah.
And one or two times I met him and her by my father business place now. Just greetings, normal.
Reasoning.
and everything. And then coming into Orisha now to see who she is, what she holds, and
Yeah.
she's one of them people. I don't know if it's an Oshun thing, but it's like as you meet them,
Is that love?
yeah, boy,
It's a vibe, yeah.
it's a vibe, boy. You know, so I would have met you through that,
Yes, yeah.
and we reasoned over the years,
Many years.
and well, this actually in the making a while now.
Yes.
Since we buy
Since we buy Gael, well.
I don't know, boy. Like take them over, Richard, brother, and them here.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what is it? Nothing before your time, like
Nothing
to say.
before its time.
Right. We here today on many different topics. I think that you qualified to give an opinion on it. These days, people just run from opinions,
Yeah, yeah.
and I have a problem with that because I tell them if you just lie to yourself. You know what I mean? If we go in on ways of opinion and a judgment,
Yeah.
how your mind is work is as you see something and hear something or experience something, you form an opinion or a judgment on it. It don't necessarily be good or bad. It's just that you form a thought
If I'm a thought.
on it now. Right? So, based on your experience, like just now there downstairs, I have a hole in the road with some water in it, right?
Yeah.
Is it a bad thing that I form an opinion that if I stay there and I can't pass through that, I will get soaked down?
Yep.
You use your common sense.
You understand what I'm saying to you? And we use that common sense for things that happen in our daily lives now. I hold fast to some of my opinions. Not all right, you know.
No.
Not all right, but
But it's yours.
I have it.
But it's yours.
Then when we sit down and we have this kind of discussion, or I realize, cool, yeah, boy, I was wrong on that. I was wrong on that. We go this route. We here to talk about life in tradition as a young person, moving forward, the theme of your music. What inspired that fed up?
You know, as I would always say, and this is something I do hide wherever I go, whenever the forum presents itself, we as the fathers, we as the warriors, we as the masculine figures in the community, I just always say we have to take up our role. And our role is to ensure that when things are not going right, with the upbringing and the teaching that is positive that was given to us by our parents, our primordial gods, our parents, our mothers, our fathers, our ancestors, our tradition, based on the teachings and the experiences that have formed our spirituality, we have to take charge of things when things is not going right.
As men.
Case in point, nowadays all over the place, people influencing. Influencing what? To cuss on our live 45 minutes, an hour, you understand? To make a mockery of what good ethics, morals, and values is. For what? Likes and followers.
Yep.
You understand? And then now, when things not going right in the schools, with children fighting, they scrambling on the ground, they scared raising up, and they fighting elders too. When elders intervene, we asking ourselves how that happen. But we have influencers.
Yeah.
What we really influencing. You understand?
Yeah.
So based on that, right, and how much gun violence is taking place on a daily basis in Trinidad and Tobago. Not to mention the kind of songs that people going off on is our next thing. But based on what's going on, I could tell people any day I fed up.
Yeah.
I fed up.
Yeah.
I fed up hearing nonsense.
You're the only person
I
feel that way.
fed up see big people engaging young people in nonsense. I fed up. I totally disgusted.
Yeah.
And it is not something that I think we should tiptoe around. Because when we fail to act as adults, we fail to act as a people, these problems will come and look us in the face
and touch our homes.
Yeah.
And when it touch our homes now, we want to hold we head and ball.
All, yeah.
How this problem come? But as our elders say, a city is not destroyed without a warning. We see signs. We are forewarned.
Go ahead.
We are always forewarned. Ella Andel, our great Chantwell, sang many years ago, there's a missing generation. And what that missing generation is, the values that you grew up with, I grew up with. If we don't fail to pass on the good values that we were bred in to our children, them would be the missing generation.
That's right.
How our children supposed to address us on our morning? Are they just supposed to see you and wave at you and say, hi, mommy, hi, daddy, hi, granny, and they go their way on a tablet? You understand? Before they brush their teeth, they're on a tablet.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that the tradition that we
Personal.
of the 80s and the 70s grew up on? Our tradition tells us when your child wake up on a morning, they're supposed to greet their parents well, and their parent is supposed to touch them on the head and pray for them. But if we're not doing that, then we're starting off on the wrong foot. And when we children don't have respect for us, we want to blame all kind of thing. But are we setting the seed right? How a farmer has bountiful harvests, you have to set things right from the start.
Yeah.
When the children wake up, they have a responsibility to you as the parent. They come, they look for you wherever you are. And they greet you in the right way. Yes, you greet your parents in the right way. And that is what is the first
Foundation.
error that is being made. We're not greeting our parents in the right way. Your parents correct you, you want to huff up and scuff up. You understand? But again, too, if we don't set the seeds right, the tree will grow bend. So this is our responsibility to society. We're not training our children for ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
It's for us to function well in this society.
Yeah.
You want a pest to come out of your house? Huh?
Not all. Not on my watch.
The way you will treat with your child with their bad behavior, and you could tolerate that when they in your house, you think society have the patience
To deal with that? You're mad.
that.
You're
No.
mad. You're mad.
You train the child right. And as adults too, we have to culture ourselves right as well. I could never be a father walking on the road, my pants sagging, my son stand up right on the side of me. I will feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah? As a young person, I could say I'm still considered a youth. And I could tell you, that kind of thing, it is unacceptable. I could never feel comfortable around any open space amongst people, sagging my pants.
Well,
and
even
fully
before,
knowing
even before I reach people, I can't do it for myself.
exactly.
Correct.
Fully knowing that, here what, I represent a nation of greatness. I live Trinidad and Tobago, yes, but my ancestors from Africa. And we have to understand, you have to set yourself right in order for people to see the beauty in you.
I keep saying that, but
You have to set yourself right. And this is what we're speaking about in terms of raising our children in the right way. Because if you don't practice a good tradition at home and they go out in the world, they will be attracted by the magnet of the gangs, the 9, the 60, whatever it is. I can't even count how much things that have out there to hold young people now.
Yeah.
Because what I could say, no family would ever be 100% perfect and done
Of
back.
course,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course
yeah.
not.
But what you as the parent need to do is to do your best. The counsel you seek, the counsel you sit with has a great impact on how you function. If you're liming around people
Yeah.
who not seeking to elevate and grow and speak anything positive, when you go home now, you feel
You're bringing that same thing.
you're
wherever
bringing
you-
that energy home.
Yeah.
You're bringing that energy home. So we are to be the first influencers in our children's life and the youth's life, you know.
Now, before you go further, a few things I will touch on, that last part. We are to be influencers. We are that, whether we know it and like it and accept it or not. We influential on our children. Because each one of us here do something that one of our child or children say, I want to do that.
Is it true?
He's a barber. One of his son coming in the shop now.
Yes. Yes.
My daughter watching me and telling me, Daddy, I want to print. I want to do the Nubian experience too. And I sure you have experienced that.
Shall I say,
Right.
my father have many children. And that is something I have always been proud of. My father being able to take care of his family. As I said, my father have a lot of
Yeah, on script on it or something.
children.
Remember, he told. Go up. Right.
Yeah. As I was saying, my father have a lot of children, and that is something I was always proud of. He waking up early in the morning, going and look for it in the oil field. Come back home on an evening with 2 papers, a Newsday and an Express. And my siblings, we would be sitting down in front of the door waiting. However, he handland and you collect it, you're running with our papers and you're reading everything. You're reading everything. Now, my mother is a housewife, and again, in his absence, she making sure everybody was in a order. You can't stray, you know. I try a few times and stray, and play I could stand up. Because, you know, with the growth spurt,
Yeah.
I would have reached a higher height over her in terms of physical
Physically,
height.
yeah.
When I play, I want to stand up.
Chop it down.
In a little few seconds, I'm stooping down, you know.
Yeah, chop it down, chop it down.
Because again, what you're saying is right.
Right down.
They are values that our parents had expressed that we take up now. The cultural values, the norms, and the practices, and the seriousness too. Now, we get serious based on our parents, you know.
Yeah.
My parents wasn't no jokers. They either come straight or don't come at all. And sometimes, honestly, you would think your parents fighting you down. You might say, well, God,
course, all of
God,
we
they're
do
being harsh. But when you come out in the real world,
What?
and you look left and right, and,
And
you
you
see,
play back some of them conversations in your head.
and you see where you could have ended up, it tells you that you were richly blessed.
Yeah, I say that.
I could have ended up anywhere. At that point in time in school, you know, I mean, I'd like drums and the arts and stick fighting more than books at that point in time. And my mother had to make the harsh decision in banning me, in taking me out of the mix
Right.
to refocus.
Right.
And I am eternally grateful for that. Because when you walk in the nation's prisons, the Golden Grove, the White ERC,
The remand,
the
yeah.
Remand Yard, Carrera, the ECRC up on the highway there. Look around. We'll talk it here. The program is Black to what?
Black to black.
black to back.
Black to black.
Now, the first time I could tell people, I went in and I see what was going on inside there. I thought it was a black detention camp. But blood run cold. You know why? We have to identify a problem. And we cannot tiptoe around the problem. People of Trinidad and Tobago, we cannot tiptoe around the problem affecting our society. When we don't have a sense of self, a sense of direction, and a sense of who our ancestors were, we will gravitate to every and anything that is not beneficial to us. Imagine you unmindful of your past, ignorant of your present, and totally disturbed by knowing about yourself. Then the only place left for you is in the prison, first of your mind, and then of the physical world.
No, King Shaka, I was going here just now, and now you come on at other point to where I was going, something you said earlier now. It tied into the fact that plenty Trinidadians who we know as Africans don't see themselves as African. And now you come and you tie in understanding and appreciating where your ancestors come from, what they was doing. Now, what I just get a lot is people claiming to not see the importance of that. But I tell them, at the same time, we look at other communities, other ethnic groups in the country, and praise them for staying true to who they is. Look at how, the family life is and the business life is, acknowledging that their ethnic origins playing a big part in it, right? But then coming out now and saying, why are they dressing so? Where's all them beads? Where's the hat on your head? Why you had that on your daras on your head? Attacking everything that is tied to in any way possible to our origins. Now, the next thing I'd say was give people something to respect. And I had the experience in 2014 of proving that in via my life. Where I remember this shop where the people around was telling me, I just go in any place, and they're telling me them people racial. So just from hearing that from about 3-4 people, I never go in the shop, but Sunday evening a piece of peckishness hold me. And I'm feeling fat snack. I Sunday or Saturday evening, and I go, say, boy, to walk quite out the road. Shit, that way I gone. And I have this one alone.
Yeah.
A vest with a little Africa on it. And I should go out and I go on. But because I ain't trying to look like them, even though I have a vest, I know I looking totally different to them youth men who wearing the pants by the knee. And I go in and they know me everything good day. Right? Because as silly as it might sound to some people, I don't know how to mourn good. So you hardly ever give me good morning. Here, you give me good morning. I don't know how to mourn good. Right? So I go in good day thing and I was like, all right, hi, how you going? All right, yeah, thing. And I'm like, all right, okay. And it kind of stand out to me, the interaction. And them time I have a big afro.
Yeah, man.
I go on back again. They started to talk to me. But this time I'm on a dashiki. And they're talking to me. And so I come back a few times. No time I go in there, since the first time, these people did not have a conversation with me. If it's 10 seconds or if it's a minute, but they say something to me first to interact, right? And that's when it hit me where it is they say, we don't give them nothing to respect.
Facts.
Because are they seeing you as anything else other than what society teaches them to fear about us?
And again, that respect of yourself comes with knowledge of self.
Sure.
Because we on the topic of traditions and culture in bringing back our country. But if African people is bereft of their culture, They don't know what it is. They are made to fear what it is. Then you will be functioning not at your optimum.
Oh, yeah.
There are many things out here to follow, you know. But not everything is for you
To follow.
So when other groups of people following their blueprint, following what is set out for them,
As created by them.
spiritually, innately, through their spiritual and physical DNA from kings and queens come down. If you're not following your spiritual blueprint, you'll be out of alignment. And that's a serious thing. Some people have to really understand that you have to set your family right.
I remember saying that to some people some years ago and getting chastised for it, saying that the man who was the particular head of our family, if he do step and do certain things, being the king,
You have to set your family right.
nothing in go
You have to set your family right. Case in point. Here we're going on. Walk through Port of Spain right now. Walk through Arima. Walk down Pinal, Saparia. Go in any cross section of Trinidad and Tobago. But we're not bashing nobody. It's my people. It's our people.
People, yeah.
What is the highest population of street dwellers right now? Right now, it have a craze now, and we had to speak about it as well. The
Sheldon, you listening?
chemicalized marijuana right now on the market.
Yep.
And it's causing a lot of youth men,
To go mad.
these kind of
Hey,
off
last
vibes
night,
and off behaviors.
me and Sheldon
That's
Mendoza,
sending
who
you off.
listening here
This is a
talking that
serious
just
thing.
last night or yesterday evening.
Now, the gate for marijuana usage had been opened.
Right.
How much? You say 30 grams. But with that now, this set of chemical thing on the market,
On the market, yeah.
being ingested by the little black youths, and it blowing the fuse. It blowing the fuse.
Yeah, the best setup.
Yeah.
And right now again, what is the age? What is the ages of to have a high productive male? Between 18 and 35, or you could say 16 and 35. That is when you would be peaking, you reach your peak, and then it would start to
Come down, man.
come down. But when our young men are not being able to manifest their true purpose and destiny within a particular age, it's either they get bullet, it's either they end up on the
Chemical. Marijuana.
marijuana, and it's after now they try now to enforce this kind of agenda on our people, this LGBTQI thing on our people. That is another thing. We have to understand, as men, as protectors of our family, community, and society, we have to let our voices be heard against these things. If you want to talk about toxicity in people, toxicity is when a man is not functioning in the way he's supposed to function within the masculine line. If a female is a productive female, she will have to function within her feminine line. It's a balance.
Correct.
But if we want to distort the realities of our children at an early age and make them feel that same-sex thing is correct, then we must guide in the youths. We must guide in the thinking of youths, and we're going against the natural order of things. And that is what crippling the productiveness of males within our society now.
at an age and stage when you're supposed to be excelling, learning about a world, learning about inventing, hunting. And we speak of hunting, it means working. You understand?
Yeah, they're going to
leading.
Oh, that leadership thing, man, taking that real light right now. Real light.
When at the age and stage when we supposed to be hunting, learning, teaching, leading, and all of these things, the world is seeking to corrupt our reality. Then what would happen? Our boys, they're on the chemicalized thing and they don't want to work. They're in a tab, let hold it, a phone influencing nonsense. You understand?
Yeah.
They have a gun. After hunting, it's bullet.
Bullet, yeah.
6 feet deep in a hole after that.
Yeah.
Right? And people printing jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Rest in peace.
People have to print a jersey, R.I.P.
A whole business come around now.
And a funeral.
What? Funeral home?
Barmenia, just stand up or sit down.
Yeah.
Or have all kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if we don't protect proper tradition within our homes, our society wouldn't be the way it's supposed to be. It will just be this kind of thing with the crime toll rising and the productiveness of males will just continue to go down. To go down.
Black
They
males.
will just fill the jails and all the labor force will just be sit down in the government jail. Yeah? Or
That's now you go hear the privatizing that, eh?
or walk in around on the government road doing nothing, begging.
No. As I say, just last night, I trying to remember, while I listening to Shaka, I trying to remember how the conversation come about now. But this last night, me and Mendoza talking that, you notice, I just wonder, I think, I bring
Yeah,
up
you
this
talked about
already,
it,
like,
yeah.
all they realize, through we communities, where you located, you mightn't see it, especially how you inside so often, but on the road a lot.
Oh, I driving through town twice a day. I just see it.
You're seeing a rise in the amount of young black boys that, just as you say, the fuse gone. You're seeing it, you're watching them. And when it hit me was a few years ago in Europe, where I see this youth man, you watch he tattoos and the clothes he have on. You realize like well, he new to this. But he gone.
Yeah. The chemicalized thing.
Right? And I say
It's
to
not
you,
just the weed, you know.
It's
No,
not-
but them young ones and them trying everything, you know. It's pills,
right. So you have
it's,
all kind of
it's
things to
everything they
add to
trying.
that. And
Edibles, everything.
let we add this state now.
Because they put a fun spin on it.
We living in a time where some of the trials and tribulations you and I would have gone through,
Yeah.
it breaking these 20-something-year-olds and them mentally and emotionally.
Oh God.
Absolutely breaking them. And we watching them out there and you ask, can I remember being by my business place in Arima and hearing a woman saying, well, how he gone mad? Is everything he have? But life, the speed of life, the requirements, or what they think is the requirements of this life, it messing with some of them mentally. Then you have to add now, you can't leave out what Karen now say them pills. They're using the same chemicalized weed in edibles
With the pills.
with the pills
Yeah.
and all kind of things.
And them mixing everything. When them
Right.
go to party,
Yeah,
them
you
trying
understand what I'm
everything. Is
saying?
LSD, is what is called it thing? The one on from Bad Boys? Ecstasy and this and that and the next.
Lord.
And it. Yeah.
Right? They literally
Synthetic.
concoction of all these things on them. Right? And then coming out here now, like, sometimes, first things first, I realized, like, them have a whole language all kind of thing too. Because I listen to two, when I assume in the early 20s talk, and I pick up maybe half of what they say.
Well, you know, in everything, language is always being enhanced.
Yeah.
So they would have their codes. You understand? But in essence, in every single thing, once our homes is not good, once morals, values, principles are not being used to guide our homes,
It's his home it's starting.
then the ship will run ashore without making the full journey.
Yeah.
You have to make sure your homes is guided.
Yo.
If problems really have to fix, it's within the homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see plenty of people don't want to face that, Shaka.
You have to face the home.
People don't want to face it because what it requires work.
Yeah.
Plus,
And we rather put in work to make money than work to build a
not
house.
just that too, you know, but remember when you're talking about home, you is a part of the home too.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So you have to admit,
Yeah.
Of course.
I is a part of the problem.
Yeah.
You're a simple example. Learning as an adult. I had known it as a child, I get licks for saying it. But then seeing it as an adult, there's shipping is about do as I say, not as I do. That is absolute nonsense, right? So when we go inside, we routine is take off we clothes. You don't go on the bed or not until you done bed. I pick up a new thing, me as the adult, take off my clothes and sit down on the bed in my boxers. My very impressionable young daughter sees me do that more than once and then proceeds to come on the bed as well. I say, hey, you in bed? What does 7-year-old child go watch me and tell me?
But you in bed neither.
But you in bed neither? How you on the bed?
Yeah.
Why you going to tell she I can play wrong and strong and correct or whatever? That she know get like you're correct.
Laddie, Miss Claudie.
I
No,
wrong.
but that is what it is, and that is why when he touched on the earlier part of the conversation when he was saying that the men not taking responsibility for a lot of things, it's because not just the men ain't doing it, you know, but society bastardizing things.
Yeah.
Right? Words like submission, role, the word role, R-O-L-E, is now a bastard term, you know.
Yeah, woman
because
hear that and trip off.
because a woman go hear that and she will malfunction.
Yeah,
You know it's my role.
Yeah.
You know it's my role. Where's your role? And that the kind of conversation happening in the black household now because it's only in the black household that shit happening, eh? Because let me be real. In the East Indian house, them know. That is why now the black man going crazy for the East Indian woman. Let me be real. Because they're realizing the submissiveness of an East Indian woman. And it's not slavery because that was society teaching them, right? That submission is slavery. Right? But when you see how an East Indian woman is role with her husband and she family and things, she understands she role. The white woman is the same thing. The Caucasian female, them know that them have to deal with them situation and nobody can tell them other than that. But we taking the independent woman thing and running with it. We taking the house husband thing and running with it. Breads, me ain't sign up to be no house husband. Take that how you want. Right? If my wife earning, that is she prerogative. You understand? That don't mean that I had to stay home and see about the children. What madness is that? Right? I not cut out for that. And that was not the role given to the man. The man is the head of the house. The man is the man who's supposed to go out and provide, protect, and procreate. You understand? And we taking that responsibility too light. Right? We want to pass the buck to everybody else. And it's, well, the wife is doing this, or the mother ain't doing that, or the aunt ain't doing this, or the police ain't doing that, or the army ain't doing that, or the teachers ain't doing that.
School, yeah.
Right? But how they reaching day before they reach their 5 years they spending with you before they reach out in the system, you know. 5 years your children spending with you, supposed to spend with you because now I see nursery starting from 2. So forget the 3 months of maternity that you're supposed to impress anything upon your child. So now after 3 months you're looking to chuck them in a nursery because you have to go back to work.
We need me and not talk about that again from the government side.
What is
Remember that was
Early
a conversation. No, to extend.
Oh yeah, to extend the maternity and paternity.
If you think
leave,
about it, right, that 3 months don't make no kind of
madness.
sense at all.
Madness.
Now again, we have to understand that there is agendas in the world.
And they're working, boy.
The more different certain groups of people remain down press, down press in terms of your idea of yourself, your family. The more agendas keep you down press. This is what would keep a certain economy going.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because right now, if there is no homes, no African homes, no black homes running properly,
Yeah, the whole community fall apart.
if there is no prisoners in the government jail, a certain group of people, prisoner transport system and the court system and everything would flop.
Millions of dollars just going
Go on down.
So
yeah.
we have to understand what the agenda is. The more stable homes it have is a threat to another person
Income.
income.
It's
Yeah.
a threat. Watch my Shaka
So we have-
expand on that. It's a threat to a whole different set of
Yeah.
things
But
in
that's our
society,
economy.
Even-
That's our whole
even
economy you're talking
your
about.
consciousness is a threat
Yeah.
Yeah.
to a next group of people.
Yeah.
If you have your community and you're speaking life into maintaining the household, maintaining gender roles in a healthy way, that's a threat. Because now, when the household is scattered, it is easy to pick at the children.
Easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
You disturb the heads, the mother and the father, easy to pick out the
Children, yeah.
children. They will gravitate in the gangs, and
Easy.
after that is a graduation to this cemetery or the government
Or the
jail.
Yeah.
And the economies of these other people will just keep on running. Lawyers, they could say whatever they want.
Conspiracy, brother.
They could
Conspiracy.
say whatever they want.
Conspiracy.
In this land of Trinidad and Tobago, we have to face it.
Yeah.
How come with the amount of security and police and wherever it have around this land, the detection of crime is so minute. As it's saying Yoruba, so shoke, so little bit. It's so chunky, as we would say in local parlance. It's so
yeah.
chunky.
Yeah.
We have to understand what really going on.
Yeah. And the justice rate, the system, it
The
have no justice system.
agendas.
Spear.
We have to understand the agendas.
Yeah. A
And
man
we-
case taking 20 something years to
Yes.
call.
And we have to protect ourselves, protect our children
From that.
Make them understand, hear what? Just as people like Malcolm X and they had done, they had made their children aware of what the system is. And they train their children in a way in case, hear what? If a racist police comes up on you, what to do?
Yeah. Imagine that.
Right? When you go in school, what to do? And as it goes back to our tradition, it's your tradition that will insulate you. Because when at a childhood, when our children is born, the first thing we're supposed to do is to find out spiritually what is the identity
This child.
of this child. What would be their usefulness in this world? Because all of us have a particular usefulness. We think God asleep. God seeing the plight of African people. But we have to set ourselves right and use our spiritual technology to overcome these principalities and these vibrations and restrictions that other groups are putting in place to subjugate, keep down, and down press our people. We have to use the technology, the spiritual way of life to our advantage and usage.
So King Shaka, now this is the next part of the conversation that plenty of we just run from. Because this part of the conversation, when you so somebody hear you, everything you just said in the last 2 minutes, they go and ask, what is that spiritual technology? Right?
Asheo.
And then the simple answer is Ifa Orisha.
Right. But before we go further, remember the agenda is to keep you away from knowledge of yourself.
Of course.
So, colonization, neo-colonization, new ways to colonize and
the mind.
subjugate the mind of the people.
Yeah.
When there is inundated information being used in the movies, the cartoons, the books, the soap operas, the Nollywood, the Hollywood, to bastardize and make your ancestral practices seem as if it is something demonic, you will run from it.
All right, and that is where I'm going.
So, when we speak about the African man, we have to understand that where you come from, there is a belief system. There's a spiritual system that was inspired upon your ancestors to maximize their fullest potential. Every group have it, you know. The Indian man have it, the Chinese man have it.
Yep.
All groups of people have their spiritual technology that they use to make their lives better. Yeah? But when you, as an African person, is made to run from yourself, you're running. Andres Tanker some years ago sang a song about going home. Going home. I went away, I leave and I come back home. I come back to stay. I must see me. What the man really singing about? You go there and you try a next man's way of life. It's not working. You have to come back home. You have to come back to yourself. Come back home. Come back home.
So,
come back to the foundation of your ancestral practices. Now, here what happening? Nowadays, it is so easy to be misled. You put on a movie, they don't paint a stain in your mind one time. Whoever funding those movies and making your practice seem as if it is invoking evil, they get through.
Yeah.
So that is why it's important for us to understand we have to talk the talk, walk the walk, and impress the walk through walking in our beauty. I can't just come here and talk about this, you know. I have to live this and represent this 365. That is why I always say, I'm eternally proud of this brethren here. Since I know him, I never see he in the people and them clothes. All I just see him in is African clothes.
Right.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Whenever you could do it, you do it and you do it well. Be the influencer like that. Don't just talk a talk. Walk the walk. And people will be so inspired to follow what you do. If you have to make a live and inspire people.
Yeah.
Because it's good.
Yeah.
This is technology. It's the advancement of spiritual technology of Ogun, Oshosi. You understand?
Tell them that again.
Yorisha. Yeah.
Tell them that again.
This is advancement.
Yeah. Because that's one of the issues I have, Cause I ask him, and you know how long I tell him I will talk to you about it. Because we talk it already, you know.
This is advancement.
What we waiting on?
Electricity, Shango. This is, the radio waves. This
But
is
everybody else
magnetism.
using it.
This is magnetism. But again, you can't do things in a way that your enemy
Right.
could know exactly what you're doing.
So,
I agree
So
with that.
certain meetings,
You can't.
if you don't really want your thing go outside,
Yeah.
leave all phones in the car. Let's come and sit and speak.
Yeah.
You understand? But what I'm saying let us walk the path and influence in the right way. Because these kind of influence, because if I go in a school and see some of them hawking, I will be the one to come on the stage and take away the mic. I am telling you. Because your lifestyle must reflect what you're saying.
That's right.
Because see what's happening. You can't go on a stage and talking about staying in school. And when my child comes home and they on a tablet and they go and they look into your profile, they see scandals.
Yeah, they ain't seen that.
And they're watching all the bacchanal you're into.
Yeah.
We have to be real with ourselves.
Yeah. Now we don't want to be
We
real.
have to be real with ourselves.
We don't want to be real, Shaka. We do want to be real.
No, it's about being real.
That is mandatory. But real right now is disrespectful.
So, just now and I even get a message about it. What you mean by go back to something with African thing and people. And this is the issue. Now, the person who messaged me, I kind of shocked, but there's the issue now. So, as you say, and I want to piggyback on them words, our mental space here, the way that we see ourselves has been so colonized. The way that we, quote unquote, worship has been so colonized, right? That to see anything outside of that is madness. Because they say, so what we go do again? That is all we know. I say, no, that is not all we know, you know. That is all that we comfortable with. It's uncomfortable. I carry people in the party, and the people, I shouldn't say I carry, people ask me to go to the party. You know, they hear me talk about it. They might see me post pictures and things, and we go to the party. And in the conversation after we go to Juba, it might have certain things happen and they're uncomfortable. But then when we have a real conversation about it, but you know, if we look at the similarities, somebody steal from somebody. What do you mean by that? That would they're telling me, say, well, I just go to church and I see woman talking tongue and thing already. And thing. I go one day and I see a drum thing happen and
manifestation.
You know, and somebody come and start to talk and bring information and thing. The difference is a manifestation coming and talk to you.
A real, with real information.
Real information. You understand? But I say they do all those things and still do all those things. Because you could still put on a movie today. And if they mention something is something like voodoo, everybody say, ooh. But they're pleading for all they have a problem with me cutting off her head to get on an animal, to get the blood, which have power. But then all they're waking up every day and pleading for the nation to be covered by blood.
Of a human being.
Of a human being.
Further to that, Sunday, you're eating the bread and you're drinking the wine.
And it was symbolic of
the bread, the blood, that body and the blood.
And the blood, right? But when Shaka and I invite you to the Ocean Festival that coming up, and you see our goat neck cut off, oh God, it's the thing like, yo, just this morning you wake up and pray. And I tell them, I say, it has some kind of correlation with the amount of bloodshed in the nation and the amount of people praying for the nation to be covered in blood.
But they say word, song, and power.
That's what I'm saying to you. The majority of, especially African people in this country, sadly, the majority of African people in this country belongs to some form of Christian denomination.
Right.
And
which is the first level of division. Exactly.
And for the most part, most of them pray in sincerity. Because my mother prayed for me and say, when my mother prayed,
Chini chatter no. Auntie mommy.
Hey, mother,
long time.
I know she praying for me and say when she pray for she 5 children.
Yeah.
She praying for them in sincerity. But we ain't connecting to and we still running from the thing that
connecting us.
I don't like the word unite again, you know. Because like when they say that word, boy, like that word they scatter we even more, boy. So I say, I always tell Karen, if I were we do something where we come in to talk about things to benefit we, I not go and tell you half in a little unity meeting. You know? Yo, I'm a lime Saturday why Karen my way for. Come to now.
That's why
there's some beers and things. That's why I'm telling you.
That is why
when they come they seriousness talking. You know?
That is why the word influence, I'm only speaking it over and over today.
Keep going.
We are to we have to be what we want to influence.
Yeah, the be the change you want to see.
There is no lie.
Yeah.
When you see certain brand, you will know what that person for.
Mm-hmm.
So when you step in, man gonna be like, yeah, boy, he on this kind of unitive IBAN thing, but he live in it. So I'm on that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what people want.
People want to see it, yeah.
And the next thing
Talk.
too, back to the on thing. This thing over and over in the youth's ears.
Mm-hmm.
Casting a spell on them. There's a spell, you know. Don't get tired up, you know. Because, hear this. There was a point in time, growing up, it had the reggae all-stars. I was in school, and that was with Sashan.
Million Voice.
And
Jack.
King David.
King David,
and,
yeah.
Mr. King.
Mr. King, yeah.
and I could tell you this.
That was the best time in the country.
Them
boy.
time,
Best time in the
you were
country.
studying
boy.
to fight. All you want to be is a conscious youth.
Yeah.
Because it was like a badge of honor
Yeah.
to be following under that kind of banner of goodness.
Yeah.
So now, when the era change, and it's the, what it is,
Trinidad.
call it now the J. Crow rifle and the crocodile teeth. They call it now the
What is that?
5.65
Millimeter.
bullets, crocodile teeth,
Uh,
and it make your bone
Marrow.
marrow scatter and defy gravity and this kind of vibes. You hearing that over and over. What that will do to you? What that will do to your son? Your impressionable son, what a age now where he trying to impress friends. And even the artists too. Yes, we know people want to live. But at what price? At what price, brother? At what price? You could imagine a youth man. You don't have a father figure at home. He on the block amongst other men. And this is what is being conveyed in his
Perpetuated,
head over and over and over and over.
And you seen aspect side while he did hear any music.
So that, as we would also say in local parlance, it will gas him up.
Yeah. But you see, Shaka, it has some basic principles that we ignoring, right? When you listen to the motivational speakers and thing, they will tell you, have a daily affirmation.
Yeah.
So if you're telling yourself the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
right? Eventually, this manifests itself.
Facts.
Right? And it goes across the board. So if I telling he, you chop it right through, and eventually he goes start to feel he chop it, he goes start to believe it.
Yeah.
So if you sit down listening to that whole day,
Crocodile teeth.
crocodile teeth,
You envisioning what you seeing it. You envisioning all of that, you know.
eventually you
You
start
want
to see it, you know.
You want to?
And you want to do it.
Yes.
Right? Just like everything else we learn, we live in an era, the R&B era, where we was 112 and all them fellas and them.
Hey.
The love era.
You love.
Right? When Sunday evening come, you go by the phone booth, you load up your coins and you're calling your bird and you're singing lyrics because you get the lyrics out the showtime. You have no music, so it's a cappella.
You get it off the showtime.
You get it out the showtime, you understand?
The showtime, yes.
Right.
Yes, the showtime.
But what we doing? It's not words we using.
Yep.
So when I sing in them tune in my gal ears all the time, when she see me, where you feel that doing to she?
Yeah.
When she see me, she want to deal with my
Yeah.
case
Yeah.
because I done tell she 3-4 times. Hey, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, right? And the rest of the alphabet. And so when she see me now, that what she was. She
Yeah.
expecting that. So if then King, I telling people, Jed, if you walk and I watch a group of children walking, all of them having headphones, right? What are they listening to?
More than
Crocodile
likely,
teeth.
yeah.
If you pull 3 at the 10, I bet 100% of that 3 listening to that.
Yeah.
And then anybody pass, a man pass, and my BP horn. Watch your mother from there now, boy. Ting, 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 big man. I watch a girl slap down a police in tongue the other day.
Wow.
And then the person who holding the camera balling, But why she dealing with the little girl so? But the child just slapped the police. So what the police supposed to do? Do darling after that?
Wow.
You hit me at Bellas. You're a child.
Wow.
I am authority. Right? Because the badge you give me is to protect and to serve.
Yeah, real.
And I trying to divide a fight and stop you from malfunctioning because you're malfunctioning in the public space. And when I hold on to you, is our Bellas you hit me? So the woman pushy is as a female police too, eh? So they make sure all the boxes check. No male police and dealing with them, ting. What the woman drop she and she back on top of the table. And everybody sat a ball. Oh God, how did the child that? So all it didn't just see the child.
Accountability we talking about earlier. That
But
lacking.
again-
Correct.
But again,
Correct.
Again, brother, accepting truth.
Nah, we not about that right
A lot
now.
of people, again, we come from distorted realities.
Yeah.
And what was our distorted reality? Some of us have a problem with authority.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like certain young men who grew up in situations where it was constantly painted that their fathers are no good. When they get older, them don't want to listen to no man.
Father can't talk to he.
No male figure can
We
talk
talking about
to them.
yeah.
So again,
Far less a female.
so it tells us we are to mend this broken world. And you see programs like this,
Yeah.
I pray, it continue to grow.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
And the energy at the hosts, it is maintained at this level because we need something to counterbalance
Yeah.
from different angles what is being sent out to these young ones. It's so serious. And imagine we think now that time fast.
What?
You could imagine 25 years from now,
Nah.
what would happen?
Pure speed.
Yeah?
We need more to go so far, boy. You gotta start
10
thinking
years.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it per se. When we thought the 90s was
peace.
fast,
Yeah.
the early 2000s was
we look at
fast.
today.
Yeah.
We look at 2023 right now. Who'd have ever thought the murder toll would have reached 600?
Never.
When in the it
1995,
was under 100.
it was 95.
It was
1995, when we was in success,
It was
it was
60-something.
95, and the
And that was a
present
problem.
administration had a problem with it.
Yeah.
Now you don't even hear people, the present administration, complaining about how high it is, unless somebody bring it up in the media or something. No?
But them don't care.
Now all people's haters, oh God, another one. Because it come like
We get really
They get
they
desensitized.
get
Yes.
so desensitized until it reaches home. It's so real now. It's like, okay, it happened. I'll close
Murder.
my door. And now we have to understand to the spiritual sense of it. When a murder is done in a community
Right,
and there's
gee.
no justice,
Yeah, that is
and
different.
the rites and the rituals
Been performed.
to clean and to dismiss that negative aura is not done, that particular community will just be going around
In
with
a
that
circle.
stain
And adding to it.
and adding to it. Rites and rituals is important,
Right.
We have to understand you do just all right. A man dead, we go
Wash down the road.
wash down the road. It's one part. Washing down the road is one part. But the spiritism in it, the spirituality in it,
Yeah.
in getting in there, tracking that energy, tracking that spirit, calming it down,
Because
and
it go continue.
sending it on its way.
Yeah.
Because remember, when a man is murdered,
It's violence.
we have to understand the kind of rage that energy would be carrying. A wrong, just a wrong, bad vibes are wrong. So that is why spiritually too, our spiritual workers, our
Yeah, that's some
elders,
next again.
our elders is important.
Yeah.
And when things happen, we had to take charge.
So
But that is my
Have
next.
to
That was
take
my next
charge,
question.
brother. We had to take charge.
Because it's a yard in every community, almost.
Not just we have to take charge and track those energy and send it on its way. Some years ago, I was privy to a reading that was done on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago. And it had said it. With the amount of bloodshed that goes unaccounted, unsolved, all
Uncared,
over the place,
uncared.
uncared for, there is a lot of curse.
Yeah. Energy don't die.
Generational curse that is going around. People just hasty, people not thinking straight. A lot of people walking around at times are under certain possession. This is not no TV or no movie or no cartoon makeup thing.
Yeah.
Check out certain men.
Yeah.
Case in point, you ever hear or see a person who you know or see a man being aggressive in a situation? He friend calling him. He wife calling him. He brother calling him.
He hearing nobody.
Authorities calling him. He not hearing nobody. That man is not himself. It's when he calm down after he realize, hey boy, what now happened there? That tells us people just go under certain vibes at different points in time. Certain men, it does happen even when they drink.
Correct.
Yeah. And it is dangerous. We have to understand to and tell our boy, children and our girls, certain hours to find yourself home.
Yeah, because spiritual, man.
Find yourself home. Don't be lying on no corner.
And all them things we used to hear growing up.
Long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That what long time. Now everybody say now, oh, those timing was superstitious time and this and that. But what happening today never used to happen long time.
And the
When we
No
were
correlation. No correlation.
when we were in an order, when our parents used to say, when you're coming home from certain functions, change your clothes outside.
Turn
Don't
around
come
and come
inside.
inside.
Dust your foot properly and come inside. Yeah.
Turn backwards,
Turn
walking
backwards.
backwards, yeah.
And these things have merit in it.
Yeah, my wife is still do that, you know.
But when you move away, if
And it's
you're
only when I see she do it, I just do it, you know.
we have to remember these things.
Yeah.
Because these things have its merit in it. You just can't live life and think, okay, it have no boundaries. It have boundaries in everything. Boundaries is a part of life, even in your physical space, even in your emotional space, even in your spiritual space, there is boundary. If a man say he lives without boundary,
No boundary.
what kind of man is that?
Yeah.
You must have your standards.
Correct.
You must have things that would keep you in order and in alignment. The fishes know their boundary.
Yeah.
A fish wouldn't try to live on land.
Nah. Nature know the boundary.
Nature know their boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see lion walking down the middle of the road. Yeah.
The Kobo, the Altia, the ebook, all know its
Place,
boundary.
yeah.
It's high up, tip up. And when you see them come down,
Yeah.
don't interfere with them. Because what they do,
What they coming to do?
yeah,
they
it's
coming
a
to do their
serious
work.
thing,
Yeah. They coming
So
to do
if
their
you
work.
don't know your boundary and you living limitless,
Yeah.
sad be your portion
Portion.
and dog eat your supper. As
Shaka,
the people say.
tell me if you ever hear this now. Years ago, I remember, you know Baba Modupe?
Yes.
Right.
And
I
good
remember
soda.
them. I remember them telling me that their father wanted to do a cleanse through Laventille. Go through all parts of Laventille, smoking and cleaning. And I thinking now is based along that same line. Now. Is that something that the Orisha community should discuss?
It is something that is wonderful. Because if you don't clean your house will just be incurring dirt. incurring negative vibes, being encumbered with all kind of thing that would heavy the situation. Every community needs to clean. Now we do it physically with the CPEP and the 10 days, but that is one part.
Yeah.
Spiritually,
That is why
even the Catholics do it with the station and the cross, and they just do it. Yeah, thing.
Yeah.
The different groups of people have to come and do. Yeah, thing. Orisha people, Ifa Orisha people. I honestly believe it's important
That
to
we get
do
involved
things
in.
on behalf of the community. Now, a lot of groups do it. You understand? I know certain Ilays and certain elders who would do rights on behalf of the community. I know, but what you are saying in terms of Lavantil is a serious thing.
I ain't
And
just
not only
thinking
just
Lavantil, you know.
all over.
I mentioned Lavantil because that's where the great Jaja Onili would have been from. And that's what he was focusing on now.
Yeah.
But as I say, you in Arima,
Yeah.
you know, my chief Olakia Masatunji,
You do what you
in-
have to do.
in Pity Valley and the different spaces now. Right? Because I one of the things Karen and I just go back and forth on, meaning having discussions on, is he was getting to that earlier. Making Ifa Orisha information more accessible. Now, yeah, where I want to go with this. I is the first person to agree. All we information can get. Yeah, we didn't want to book it, make it in a book like how you have a Bible.
No.
And all that kind of thing, right?
At all.
But I think that is high time we at least ask the question of Orisha. If we could put out certain information, make certain things available, like I always watch Brother Olumbe and them
Yeah.
from Egbe,
Omo.
yeah, traditional group. Making videos, they will focus on Ogun this time. The last one they do was Olokun, right? Them type of information, of course, there are certain rites and rituals can be filmed and them kind of thing. But it's time to make it because so much of people have so much of nonsensical theories about Orisha. They never been to a Pale, a Ile, a shrine, however you want to call it. They never been to a festival, a ritual, nothing. But all the information that they have is based on the things that they would hear from people a little older than them.
Yeah.
And then now you add the influencer TV. Where you see on the TV,
The Nollywood.
you add exactly,
Nollywood.
yeah, Nollywood didn't help, eh? What make it worse? Hollywood was alright. We expect that at the Caucasian.
Nollywood
But
is our own.
Nollywood was we own people, right? I mean, you see the latest thing in Nigeria where some of the people, the Sheshe people, brace them and let them, the preachers and them and let them know you can't use a Burra boy in your thing.
In a negative light.
Not just in a negative light, because a woman was trying to use it and say that is part of them teaching. Say, well, you can't bastardize the other half of the teaching, but take something as powerful as a Burra boy about Shishe to use in your thing, but then telling people the issue is the devil. You understand? And one of the ways to combat that for me is making the information available. We had the technology today and I still video a little something.
Education.
And I must say,
It's the how.
yeah, well, I must say, I tell you this already. I don't know that I've ever told any member of your ELA this. You see, them high quality pictures always take now for the last couple of years at all the events. It's something I really rate. Simply because now it's not just them doing that little old thing in a corner there now. Now we have pictures that could last 100 years. Because 100 years from now, them pictures in the original form will still be high quality pictures. Right? Doing that, and them is the little things I just want to see now. Like, we need that history.
Yeah.
We need the reference. One thing I tell them that can beat Chief Olakia for is historical records.
Yeah, documents.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
every little letter he did ever type up and send us so he can
He
bring back
having
a
that.
copy
Yeah.
25 years later.
Yeah.
Or we need that in picture form too for the different things that we just do, because within the Orisha community, there are a lot of things that just take place.
Yeah.
So we in July, when was all your Ogun Festival?
That was in April.
April.
So I was there in April, Oshun Festival coming up.
14th of August.
You understand? And I just two that we know about. I've been seeing pictures because they have a page. I've been seeing pictures on the page where all your family, as the ladies do, how much things together. No?
Yeah.
And we had to do that just like how the influencers, every little thing they do,
Yeah.
click.
Well, let me say, as somebody who, for the longest while, contemplating, right?
Contemplate more.
The move.
Oh, right.
Right? As somebody who not or do have access, two things. We talked about the fear earlier. The fear of knowledge, the fear of the information, right? That does keep people away, right? Because remember, you're frightened, you don't know, you turn on way you could just say thing, whatever. And then we just feel like if it's only one way you could get to that. But then we driving down the highway and Himalaya have a big billboard, 50 feet by how much feet by the market, with the whole cast or the deacon, everybody in suit and thing and number to call, and any morning you're ready, you feel what thing, you just show up in our service. That is the reality. Right? And it do happen. It is not that with the Orisha community, from where I stand. Because I didn't know other than you. From the time you started talking to me about certain things, I say, but this thing ain't even sounding like nothing to be afraid of. And,
It is
and
not.
you carry me to do reading.
It is
we
not
do reading.
exactly.
And I know how my little rituals I will do on a morning that I come up with for myself. That if I don't do it, I just feel uncomfortable. You understand where my business is concerned and thing. And it is a situation where I feel like now me and telling you go and make no Facebook page and no website, and a boy could click and show up whenever. Because remember, it has repercussions too.
Of course.
You understand? But it had to have a part.
A pathway.
Yeah, for people to gain access to the information and the spirituality. Because I don't want to call it religion because it's not that.
Now,
You could correct me too, because it's pure ignorance I talk
nah,
from.
no.
Yeah.
You're speaking your truth.
Right.
And accessibility. We at a stage now where, yes, a lot of people understanding that, hear what? The conventional religion, the conventional way of life, the colonized way of life, the colonized way of exercising spirituality. It needs, it's not working for them. So a lot of people now asking questions.
Right.
Where, in fact, what else is there out there? Where I could access information, where I could access this way of life that my ancestors used to practice. Right? And again, just as in anything else, there are many centers, different shrines, different temples, different organizations.
Right.
It have a lot. It have a lot.
That I ain't questioning.
But what I will tell people, if you honestly looking for that spiritual knowledge, be careful.
Oh, sure.
I will say be careful first and try to analyze people before you trust them
Of course.
with your
That
life.
move, yeah. Yeah.
Because spirituality ties into one's life.
That is the fear I'm talking about.
Making sure that the ones who say they know are really who they say they are. Because just as in any other thing, you have to make sure, because that is the world we live in. So even if you're looking for African spirituality, do your investigation talk to people around, investigate.
Yeah.
Don't see man look as if you're desperate. Because sometimes people would feel
Pray
on
on
that.
that, yeah.
Just as in anything,
Yeah.
be very careful and be very vigilant.
Yeah.
So that the moves you're making, it wouldn't be moves that wouldn't turn out successful in the end. And you would meet people. You understand? As we would say, people of the town know people of the town. You would meet people who would know the right people.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
There are temples in the west. There are temples in the east. There are temples in Shogunas, right? There's also the program called Ifa Orisha, A Way of Life, live on the street 919. You all could call us, message us, and we could assist to refer you to the competent and the adept ones who could steer you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because it's only about impacting lives in a positive way.
Yeah.
Spirituality is ideally to impact a life in a positive way.
That's right.
Is that
It is not about the money. Yes, we need money to live, but if your life is not impacted in a positive way, then it would just be a door of recidivism. You just in the same cycle over and over and over, no change, no growth, no nothing.
Yeah.
So finding your spirituality is about having something positively to impact your life and knowing what your purpose is. And that is what Ifa Orisha is about. Knowing where you fit in. What is your purpose? So your children would know their purpose. Yeah? Because just as in everything, there are things that would energize you to perform at your optimum. And there are things that would decrease your spiritual ashe, your spiritual power. So if you know what is your formula, you will then be able to be successful.
Yeah.
And that is what spirituality is about. Spirituality versus religion. You cannot separate it two, in my humble
View? All right.
view. Religion is the text, the knowledge and the teachings.
Right.
And your spirituality is the implementation of what you have learned in your life. It's the implementation of what you have learned from your elders, from their teachings, and innately building upon what you already have within you.
Yeah.
That is spirituality. Religion is simply following the doctrines, the texts and all of that.
Yeah.
Learning of it. You understand? The customs. But the implementation of what you have learned and the execution of it, that forms a part of your spirituality. Your ritual on a morning. How you see people. How you analyze them. What Ifa says. Before you judge a situation and you pass judgment, you must hear both sides. So a spiritual person wouldn't just hear a story from one side
Never.
and cast a judgment.
Yeah.
They will be calm, patient, and use Iwa Hele and investigate both sides. So that is the spirituality within the man
So you
that
tell
is
them what is Iwa
manifesting.
Pele?
And when we speak about Iwa Pele, your good, noble character. When we speak about good, noble character, it is you functioning within the way you're supposed to function in harmony with the environment, with human beings,
Yeah.
with humanity. And that, it forms up our spirituality. So religion and spirituality goes hand in hand.
Yes.
A man could say,
from that aspect?
hear what now? I does follow this religion, but he don't bong to live it. All you could say is, I does go and I does go there every Sunday or every Saturday, but your actions cannot tell what you're into. I don't have to wear beads
to send a message.
I don't have to wear beads, to say, well, I am an initiate. Ogunda D says, the Awo who knows Ifa has gold in their stomach. So when I speak,
You know where you're going.
what comes out of my mouth is the spirit of Ifa. Yeah? So that is how it goes. The trajectory of your life must pivot on the foundation of spirituality. If you don't practice anything in no stable way, try to find a routine, a spiritual routine that works for you, because that is what your children would do. My father and mother was not in what I'm into,
Right.
but the foundation they laid for me is what made me walk towards this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
want to read two
foundation.
comments here.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I see one of your elders here, married here. Sheldon Mendoza say the Orisha people hide a lot of stuff to it, so it keeps people thinking it's evil. I understand that you can't expose everything, but there is not much available footage and pics, and I agree that. Kyle Grant say, that fear is a real impediment, but part of the process. Mendoza say they never want you to videotape a manifestation, but there are so many documentaries on manifestation from other cultures. So if you keep everything hidden and secret, people will create their own opinions without proper information. Right? Now, I would agree that in half, because I agree that not everything could be put out there. But I also say that it's high time, at least show me that we consult IFA. And IFA
And say no.
IFA say
If
no.
I say no, yeah.
But I think it's high time that we at least consult IFA and ask for the guidance. Where's the next step now in bringing this? Because we more and more technology, we say Ogun is the progenitor, the Lord and Master technology. Right? This is technology. I think, and again, I leave room to be wrong, but I think there is time that we move forward doing that now, that certain rites are passage, certain things could be shown, certain educational classes now what I understand from being part of a party is what it is do to you spiritually to come and sit down in person, to take off your shoes by the door and walk on the floor at the party. To me, that is something by itself, right? That you would never be able to get watching a screen. And we live in the world today where people, you have to be so careful, as you say. You have people offering you all kind of Ifa thing and Orisha thing online. So you have to be careful.
A random
They're
man
selling
message
you-
me there, they telling me something about some reading.
Yeah.
I just block that, I even waste no time.
Right? We're living in a world today where people selling you all kind of products.
Yeah.
You know the character, and they're selling you products that's supposedly good for you. So we are still have to be careful, and it's still you wouldn't be able to do everything via a phone or a TV. But I still say that it is time to at least ask Ifa the question: is it that when Shaka has something to do, can we videotape that ceremony, get somebody to edit it? Can we do that?
Now,
Now, I had two more questions there.
Okay, you.
Oh, no, well, Mendoza
Nah, go
was
ahead and
just
answer.
saying that.
Go ahead
now.
and answer, yeah.
No, Mendoza was just saying that now, that he find it at too much. And Mendoza talking from a standpoint where we mentioned the reggae rhythm, now the
Reggae All Stars.
the reggae stars. He do the video.
Okay.
So he's a video man. He can, you understand what I'm saying? So he
All right.
talking from that
From
way
that
he had
perspective.
He have the ability, if you King Shaka say, hey, come up to my Ile, we sit down and talk with you about this. That is one of the people that coming to get that professional kind of.
I'm really happy to learn that this is the brother who was part of that magnanimous project back in that time.
That's just one of them.
That's one.
Congratulations, King.
That's one, yeah.
But in terms of videography, documentation is always good. Because that is how traditions are passed on in the correct way. The river is as pure as from its source. So when things leave this point and the children have to take it up at our next point, and they don't have the proper documentation to follow the rubric, then things could be distorted. Now, I know that there are a number of groups right now working on documenting the 256 different Udus, the 256 different chapters of Ifa. And there are certain books as well out there that have documented 2 verses out of the 256. There are people who have...
Shaka, before you go any further, right?
Yeah.
Because I want people to understand how monumental that task is.
It is.
How it could be a lifelong task that you might never finish. Explain to them what is our Udu, the 256 Udus, and what it contained just to document one Udu.
Now hear this. When we say God is not even big of a word to describe the Creator. But for our local parlance and tongue, we will use the word God.
Right.
Because that is, you know what I mean?
For everybody will typically understand.
And we could never document
God,
the greatness, the omnipotence, and the power of Eledumare in one book. In this particular book of Ifa or verse, it says, no man is so wise to count the number of grains of sand on the earth. No traveler is so versed to know all the ends of the world's path. That could tell us the knowledge we think we have as human beings.
We ain't even reach.
We even reach maybe a little
We ain't scratch the surface
of what is the greatness and the power of Eledumare of God. We don't even know the but what we could do, whatever little we know, we could document it and pass it on to our children in terms of the songs. When we say Odu, just as, and I'm just using references here so that people will understand. When we say Odu, just as how other groups of people have their books of where they will document certain events, certain historical happenings. It is documented in vaults of knowledge. We will say that an Odu in local parlance is that vault of knowledge. That book or that chapter of knowledge.
And it's hundreds.
And it's
it's 256.
They say to mankind, to us, there are 256 Udu.
Right.
The first Udu is Ejiogbe. The second one is Oyeku Meiji. The third one is Iwuri Meiji. The fourth is Odi Meiji. The fifth is Irosu Meiji. The sixth is Onwari Meiji. Then we have Obara Meiji, Okara Meiji, Ogunda Meiji, Osa Meiji, Ika Meiji, Oturopo Meiji, Otura Meiji, Erete Meiji, Oshe Meiji, Ofun Meiji, Epa Udu. Those are the first 16, And after that is just combinations.
Right.
So after the first 16, the other combination would be Ogbe or Yeku. And from there, just combinations up until the 256. But within the different Odu, there's knowledge, there's information, there's wisdom pertaining to a particular event or events that will happen within a particular time frame. So all of us coming from heaven to earth, we have a Odu, a particular blueprint of how our lives will go. Our lives are predestined. What we choose in heaven,
We come here to live.
we come here to live. What alters what we chose is our character, our attitudes in earth
In
here.
earth, yeah.
Because if we allow ourselves to be bombarded and distracted by the things that are not for us, we will not fulfill our mission. Hence why when we have children, what is the word we just always say? Remain focused. Remain focused. You're going to school,
Remain
focused.
Yeah. Stay focused.
Those study boys, those study girls, remain focused, because when you focus, you will move on the mission you have to move. And that is something, you know, I live by. That's actually one of my watchwords. When something hurtful happens in my life, the first thing I will go in a corner and say, be focused, Shaka. Be focused. It could be what? The sky could be falling. Be focused. Because your focus would be your anchor.
No, this Odu thing, so serious, right? Before I became an Orisha devotee, I remember I went with other Orisha devotees when our Sanmi
Yes.
had the march to deliver the letter to the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
And I met Baba Aaron Folami there.
Hey, powerful elder.
Yeah.
I will not tell you a story on this
Right.
man after.
So,
Please, remind me.
but as I say, them time I was following Kemetic
Kemetic order,
spirituality. I know nothing about Orisha. Akente was in belly. He look and he say, you reading it for that child? No, but I don't know where he's there. Give you a number to call him. But hesitant, like
At Woodbrook.
nah, he was in
down East Sam down there at a point in time.
Right.
and
Down Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. I don't.
Wait.
The number I had
Where
was
was?
for a place somewhere in St. James, I think. I think it
Right.
was the house number he had given.
Okay.
Right? Then Seaman and Rima.
In
Same
white.
thing. Yeah, same thing. Alright. But it started to feel natural now. From hesitant to then she was only some months old. Same all white at Emancipation Morning, 'cause you know there's selling the Emancipation Village from the Emancipation Support Committee, right? He come straight by me, he and two others. I remember one of the other people who was with him. Said, how you going? How does he baby? Yeah, how thing? And say something and go anyway. I was like, now I understand how important that was. You know?
Yeah.
How absolutely important that was.
It is important.
Especially, you know, I tell them, is the most impressive thing for me with Ifa Orisha. Going and do a reading. When you know the person don't know nothing, and hearing everything come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, at the same time,
To explain that, you can't even explain that
That is-
in a book. You can't even.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't
do that.
explain
You
that
can't.
in
that's what
inspiration.
frightens some people though.
You can't explain
How
that.
you know all of that?
inspiration.
You just do this thing here and you know, what is that?
You can't explain that
Yeah.
inspiration, because every diviner or every seer, they would feel a different inspiration. And people are born different with different spiritual talents and different energies work and inspire people to
Two different things.
do different things.
We have a question from Mortal here saying,
Now, before you go, mortal question, do Kyle Grant on?
What he asked?
Kyle asks, you have two questions. Are there any efforts to centralize or unite IFA as a single body? If it seems to be running in separate silos throughout the country and world. And two, are there any plans to establish or construct a school for IFA?
Well, at
Oh,
present,
you have another question after that. Go ahead.
well, at presently, there is the local chapter of the International Council for IFA Religion. That is the ICIR. There is an attempt to put all temples under IFA under this umbrella.
Okay.
And I know of recently it was established the IFA Risha School of Enlightenment. That is a preschool.
Yeah.
And I know different groups and stakeholders are currently in talks to put forward for.
Primary and secondary.
Yeah. It would happen.
All right.
It would happen.
I also want to
would
add
happen.
that we all here, Chief Master Tunji had that in the works.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, was the 80s or the early 90s, where they actually had a school in Petit Valley there. You know, it didn't last, but the blueprint there.
Yeah,
What happened with this, the naming thing, boy? The naming, so you could go and get a name change for free.
Right, no, that is something that they,
poll.
that is
Yeah, what
something
we're going on with that.
right, so you because we came on your show with that, they're still behind them, but again, so there's what we tell them, but again, there's the part of the conversation where the politicians is run from and dance around, but with the politicians where they go to, I don't know, I will ask Baba, I will even ask him if he willing to come here at a time to talk about that, because the letter was sent.
You have a copy?
We'll get that. We can get that for sure.
Yeah, let me get a copy now.
Right? And to the people listening want to know what is that, we still in the decade 2021 or 2020 till 2020.
Decade of African people.
2013 to 2024, the decade for people of international people of African descent. And one of our elders, Omidiran Ogunlade, had suggested, and it was agreed upon, to send a letter to the ministry. I can't remember which one of the ministries is responsible for this. Abolishing the deed poll for people who want to reclaim their name, not change your name. Right? Your name wasn't Karen Hindman and my name wasn't Andre Lovelace on the continent.
Right.
So we're reclaiming our names.
Right.
But you know there's a cost to that. It come up to like
$1,500.
Yeah, come up to almost $2,000.
Yeah.
So he suggested that during the time period that is the International Decade for African People, that be removed so that we could go and do this legally. So when I pull out my card, it's saying, and I had to sign Orisha Lashe Ogelana Ogunlade. You know, I will ask him about it when we finish here today and hear where they're at with that.
Sure.
Alright. The third question was, just like how Christians have Bibles, what is the holy text or books for Ifa apart from oral tradition?
Nice. I would like to say it on this national program. Let us remove from our minds the narrative
That you need a book.
that our ancestors never used to write.
Right, okay.
Language,
We know that is not true.
communication, literature, the literary corpus of our tradition, till this day, have not even been properly explored by scholars as
Western
yet.
world.
Our ancestors used to write. The language of the 256 different Urdu itself is a language. And even how they structured the knowledge in the form of literature, they had put certain knowledge in songs.
Right.
Our ancestors found ways to pass on the information. But when we're talking about corrupting information, we have to speak on the point that when a group of people moves away and likes somebody else's tradition more than theirs, then you're setting up yourself for people to make jest of yours. So you think you could go where Muslims or Christians doing their thing and make fun and laugh
Nah.
and mock
There are certain places you ain't going to
what
finish that
they
off.
do? You can't do that. So, in our way of life, we have to be serious.
About it.
Stop people. We're not saying to look for fight and quarrel, but stop people when you see them doing certain things that you know is not of what our ancestors practice. You stop them.
Well, that is probably the answer to Kyle's next question.
We have to stop them. We have to take responsibility because no one else will do it for us but ourselves, you know. Andre, nobody else will do it for us
And I
than
agree with that
ourselves.
totally. That's why we're here.
If you send your daughter to her school with her ide on her hand like what I have on here and they rip it off, who have to go and represent her? You, armed with the letter from your organization stating that this is part of a spiritual constitutional belief system and it must be respected. Nobody can save us but ourselves.
Facts.
And then that's what we stuck in still, you know. We still stuck in the savior mode with somebody coming
Nobody
from
will
the sky.
save you.
First things first, we
No other group
think.
coming to represent you. You have
First
to
things
go.
first, we still think that somebody give their life for us.
Oh my God.
They allowed themselves to be nailed on 2 pieces of wood and they died for us. And that blood, imagine that, you believe based on what you've been forced to follow that you're getting salvation out of blood dripping off a man's body. But in the same breath that you're telling me you believe that, it is wrong for me to make a sacrifice to a able with an animal. Right?
But I feel too, people have to understand. Because a lot of people speak ignorance in what they do understand.
Of course.
If you're eating meat, then you don't chastise what a man do with an animal.
Yeah. Cannot.
We respect when other groups talk about halal. And what halal is,
Yeah.
it is saying prayers
Over the meat.
over the animal to ensure that whatever negative
Cleansing it, you're cleansing it.
negative is there is cleansed.
Yeah.
So when African people
To the point where we
get
go in
down-
and ask. We
Yeah,
go in and
yeah.
ask. This halal? This meat
yeah,
halal?
yeah.
But when African people get down and we say our iwure, we say our prayer, and we do our ebo with our animal, is it not in the same vein where we pray and we wash the animal? We wash the animal with herbs. We thank God for the life of this animal. And we offer our prayers and we say in thanks. And when we slaughter the animal in a proper way, we ensure that the blood is properly drained out. We cook and we feast off of the animal. Is that a wrong thing?
Everybody else doing it.
And this is the country that have the highest amount of KFC buyers in the world. And we want to talk about our ebo. We want to talk about our ebo. We want to talk about ebo. And we love things and we seen it finger licking good and we want to talk about our ebo. And we want to eat meat. That is why our elders say, if nothing good cannot come out of your mouth,
For sure.
don't say nothing at all. Get the facts right.
Yeah.
Get the facts right so you could learn.
See, read Sheldon last comment before we go back up there.
Yeah, he say again the information is mostly public. They just had Eid ul Adha, where they slaughtered animals as a sacrifice.
Yeah, no, real people didn't know that. It's only recently, a few years ago, I learned that now. This particular Eid, they just slaughter animals. And
The one that happened in this year.
that happened yesterday or this week or something. So right.
And listen, what they're doing, it is good.
Nobody, I don't
It is
exactly.
good.
I don't
It
know.
is wonderful. So hence why we have to understand as a people, when you cast aspersions, you're blinding yourself from the truth in the matter. African people have to stand up and defend what is theirs. No other group will do that
Of course not.
for you. No one from Spain, no one from England will come and do that for you. You have to do what you have to do. Because case in point, where I work, 2015 when I went on a new shift, the man who in charge said, on this shift, the Christ is the Lord and Savior of this shift. Now, I don't practice what them practice, but at the same time, I give respect.
Yeah.
I seen people of other way of life, like they intimidated
To say what the others say.
to pray and thing. They intimidated because this man, he done stamp it that on this shift, that is the order. But I is a man, you know what I mean? I give you more respect, but at the same time, you have to stand up for something or be conquered by anything. I'm not saying it was a religious war or a spiritual war because, come on, you have to stand for what you believe in.
Yeah.
When it came around to me, I did what I have to do. Everybody watched me. It was like, okay. When I did it a few more times, everyone then began to understand, yeah, this man,
Serious.
this is what he's into.
Yeah.
Up until this day, even those who not even in what I into, they support what I do. Yes, they support what I'm into because again,
And that's the same thing he was saying in the beginning.
we have to represent it. You
Yeah.
can't look for people to come out there and represent you.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to represent it to the fullest.
But look, Sheldon say something here again. I'm going to say what you said before. You see, we need to even start removing the stigma from the words too, like Obia. Then he come down and he say, we need to make our practices be accepted as a national practice. They say every greeting from other cultures in parliament and say Bismillah, Amen, and Namaste. But they never say Ashe. True.
And that in itself tells us the direction we have to push our people.
Yeah.
You have to push your people in that, you know. The young ones coming up, when we do the little ascent higher and thing, and who have to be politicians and thing, we groom our children. We groom them. And we have to have conversations with the politicians when they come around to look for your vote.
Yeah.
Open your mouth and say what you want.
Yeah.
I want this to be implemented when the prayers and opening and closing the parliament is being said. You have to say what you want to know. If you don't say it, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You have to say what you want. Make yourself be present and heard.
And they say,
Well, that is
where is all your boy?
That is one of the issues I bring up with Orisha Lashe when we talk in the shop with regard to the Orisha community.
Yeah.
For some people who having them kind of powers, I find there's a kind of timidness taking place, right? Where we have to write letter. Yes, you write a letter, that is a formal thing, right?
Yeah.
But nobody rising up against them and letting them know, hey, all you have to do certain things because we seeing everything else represented, we ain't being represented.
We have to make the stand in letting our voice be heard as spiritual people. Just as in any walk of life, when things are not going right, it affects all of us. Yes?
Yes, I.
It affects all of us.
So let me see.
So-
Mortal had one question for before you go, before we leave, right? Do you think that astrological science has anything to do with our human existence?
Of course.
Right.
When we're speaking about astronomy,
Yeah.
they say the first navigator known to mankind is Ogun Lakaye Oshimole. Ogun Ye, Ogun Oshosi. They say Ogun is the one who navigated the paths for all the other Irumale in coming from Orun to Aye, the navigation of the pathway. When we say Oshupa, the moon, the full moon, that's why all of us have a particular moon and time we were born. It's a time.
How to go back and
Different
look for
things align.
that. Yeah.
We are all impacted by the moon. It heightens our energy, different type of moon. Hence why woodcutters and hunters and seamen would say it have a different point in time when you will go out in the sea. It have a different point in time when you would go out and hunt, or when you have to cut wood to carve. It all ties into astronomy. The sun, Kabi si Shango, Uluku Solalu, Bambi, Omorik Bata Shegun. Shango, the energy of the sun, the energy of the rain as well. Yes, Shango is the energy of the rain as well. You know? Shango, lightning,
Thunder.
the high winds, yeah. And that could tell us it's a life within a life. You could think that a man in the Antarctic, he can't practice Ifa. All there is the grove of Ifa. The grove of Ifa, everything on earth, even under the sea. That's why the tide shifts with the type of moon. Yeah. When a woman is looking to make a baby, if the moon is full, bet your bottom dollar that child coming down hot. One time. But if it's the waning moon, it will be a longer, dreary pregnancy. So I'm saying everything is connected.
Yeah.
We are born on different moons. We go back on different moons. We all have a cycle. Just as the world moves in a different cycle where the planets change, they shift. Everything shifts.
Mendoza say our desires do not match our powers. We still using rituals to pay bills instead of to make major changes. And I think that is in response to Karen.
All right, Sheldon, all right.
Now, honestly, depends on we.
Right.
We want changes. You see me? I just always say, if you have to be a warrior for anybody else, you must first be a warrior
For yourself.
for yourself. The things that you know would affect your home, you have to stand up against it first before you could stand up against anything in the community.
Right.
And that is gospel of life. Because what we're here for is to leave this world in a better space,
Yeah.
better state
Yeah.
than it currently is.
Yeah.
So when you go back, people will say, yes, this is the legacy of the man or the woman. This is what they have done positively. Yeah, so that is the importance of us leaving this world and space in a better state than it is.
Sure.
All right.
So yeah, we're gonna I had to tell you this like we tell one or two other people. Gotta come, man.
No, well, we one episode away from the end of the season.
So in the next season, in the new season, and you go bring MC Duke with you.
Yeah.
I'm a soul, yeah.
Yeah.
Son, I was laughing last night, and he said, "Oh, serious?" And I know, because I doesn't mean to come across, at least not now. A few years ago, I probably come across as an idiot to some people. I accept that. In being how serious I is about certain things now. So something, the man come home by me to collect something, boy. And I see me now, just see that white man name on it, and I say, hey, we ain't supposed to be wearing them thing, boy. You man never you man is always talking about that way. Because I'm serious, eh?
Yeah.
But that is something I'm very, very serious about. Right?
Stand for anything or fall for anything, or no?
For everybody else who that don't matter to, or who is not even a conversation, that's cool.
Yeah.
But for us talking a certain way, yeah, we can't be. I tell them, you know, King Shaka, you can't come talking consciousness to me, black consciousness to me, wearing Ralph Lauren and thing, you know. I'm not taking you, see, I'm not entertaining that conversation with you.
How could you? How
You
could
don't see the to come by me and spend that money.
Yeah.
To go by Omari and spend that money, or Prindellas and spend that money. All black owned business, you know, close. You come in to talk to me about black consciousness, you know, but we would like to have you back in the future. We give thanks that, you know, you come through here.
Almost end up lost. Nah, Bushman, eh? Nah, Bushman.
Carlos a Bushman.
Carlos no Bushman.
Yeah, son.
Bushman, I must
We
get
tell
lost in
yourself.
the
And now catching this care on Mortel was on whole show.
Yeah, like you no class today. Like
Right?
you no class
So to
today.
everybody who on, or they're more life, the roads wet, who want to be out on the road, or they be careful on the road.
Yeah.
Right? More life and good health, because I always tell people something I learned a long time ago by wishing people long life. I don't want to be old and sick.
Long life and grace.
Yeah.
And good health.
Long life and good health.
Grace.
Love and support is action words, people. We
Where
can't
do you find
talk
it?
none of them thing without it. So we leave all there with
Matic send it for you.
our artist. It is hot, man, that I only learned about him after he passed, but
A big artist.
big artist. Big artist.
Launch it. Yeah, man. Oh.
Oh, there we out, you know, we out. Give thanks.
Yeah, man.
I went away, I leave and I come back home. I come back to stay, I must see my way. I went away, I leave and I come back home. I come back to stay, I must see my way. I went away, looking for another home. Tried to run away from my destiny. In another world, a world that was strange to me. Trying to change myself, change my identity. But strong is the power of love and the power of freedom and the power of blackness fills my heart, yeah. Bam, 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 yeah. I went away. Strong is the power of love and the power of freedom and the power of blackness fills my heart, yeah. I'm on my way. I went away. I leave and I come back home. I come back to stay. I must see my way. I went away. I leave and I come back home. I come back to stay. I must see my way. I went away looking for another home. Tried to run away from my destiny. In another world, a world that was strange to me. Tried to change myself, change my identity. But strong is the power of love and the power of freedom and the the power of blackness fills my heart, Strong is the power of love and the power of freedom and the power